Hope everybody's day is starting off a good one. I'm just getting set up myself. Um, whew. so this is, I think this is about the first time this is the earliest I've done a live. So we're gonna see how this goes. Or do I need to change my time to a later time? Let's see. I'm not sure. I never did one this early before. But I'm trying to get myself in a more disciplined mode uh, than just um, afternoon and nights, because you will get stuck in the time warp where everything is now off schedule, because I was on a 6:30 schedule. I'm getting closer. I'm getting close. Before it was like I was getting up at um 11:30, 12 o'clock. So today I got up at 7:30 because a video that I released this morning should have went out at 7, not 7. So that tells you I got up a little bit later than what I should have gotten up. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. If you're coming in, announce yourself. Good morning. How you doing? Hope y'all starting y'all day off right. If you got drink coffee with a little coffee and some breakfast. I don't drink coffee, so here we are. My first early morning live. Yeah. So like I was saying, I kind of got to get myself back on schedule. But today's live, what's happening in the news, to get everybody take on what's actually going on with everything, with Trump, this mysterious plane crash with the helicopter. It's just so much. Uh, Dixie. Oh Lord, not this early in the morning. Well, you can feel how you want to feel, but so can I. And I don't care for him at all. As you enter into the room, go ahead and hit the like button. Yeah. Like I was saying, this we're talking about the news this morning. This is my first early morning live. Saying we can discuss anything from Trump to um, the plane crash. And my first viewer said that Trump was a goat. That's not how I feel. So I just want to clear that up for anybody to come in here. Okay, not at all. um, good morning, my love. I'm so waiting on your call. If you don't want to call me, I understand. Okay. Hello, sugar. Hi, Rockin' Johnny. How you doing? It is so gloomy outside right now. Like it looked like it's about to start raining. I don't think we're cold enough to get no, but ooh, we'll see. How's everything going, buddy? And where's everyone? Where's everyone from? Just trying to see who all's in here with me. You know, if you're a female, if you're male, put a one, and if you're a female, put a two, so I know who I'm talking with. Oh, I'm okay. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Um, yeah, we were. Whoa, what? We were talking about one. Okay, Nelly now. How you doing, Nelly now? And where are you from, Nelly now? Go ahead and hit that like button. A lot of people in here. Go ahead and let this algorithm know that you are enjoying this. I know it's early and y'all just got on, but for those that know me, they know I like a good time and I don't mind talking about anything as long as we keep it respectful. And we don't have to all agree, but we definitely have to respect each other. I'm from the United States, Florida, and I say I'm from the United States because a lot of times people come here from other countries. So, Dan Leatherwood, hi, SS Gamer. I was gonna say your name. How you doing, Alberto? Ooh, that's my ex-husband name, Alberto. How you doing? I was telling the room to hit put a one in the chat if you are a male, and if you are a female, put a two in the chat. And today's topic is what's happening in the news? Well, now we can talk about just about anything y'all want, but like I said, we got to keep it respectful. Um, hello, Henrique. I thought that was with a E, but how you doing? Um, show my outfit. My outfit is a work outfit. I don't model for the cameras. I'm sorry. I don't do that. Zozo Star 222, Sky Biddy. One. I like to hit the button, but there's no love button. There should be. I don't know why you don't have one. Sky Biddy. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I am 50 years old. Um, Mally. I don't know how to pronounce. Hmm. Well, Jesus already got my soul, so sorry, you can't have it. Zozo Star or Zara. How is that was pronounced with an A and it's a O? That's different. But okay. Hey Omar. You know what? If I was in your city, I sure would. Well, that's if I had my car. You know, I'm sitting here. I flew down to up to Maryland. I didn't drive, but I sure would. Oh, you got to stay on them cab drivers. Trust me, that's my industry back in the day, so I know how it is. You have to stay on their behind or stay on the people in that office to make sure they pick you up. Guys, let's just spam. Nah, my people don't just spam. My people love. We have great conversations up in here. Um. Oh, okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and have you get out of the room. I don't mind doing that. I don't know what that is, but I love my earrings. Yeah, I absolutely love them. Who's hating Zara? Zara? I'm sorry. Arabic? Okay. KL, I ain't gotta worry about nothing being behind me. One, ain't nobody crazy enough to do anything on the mirror base. And two, I got Jesus behind me. Worry about that. Um, yes, I am African American. I most definitely am African American. With a little bit of Haitian descent, but I am. Go ahead and hit that like button. So in the news, I was just reading here, and good morning to everybody as well. Um, look like our or your president on more executive orders this morning. Hopefully, this is a rest for him, and he don't cause any more friction with the American people, because this man is a mess. So where is everybody from? I'm from Florida. I'm not from Africa. Okay. Oh, Pico, I'm gonna have to get you out of here. 'Cause we don't need those spirits up in here. I don't know what to tell you. Go call. You're gonna have to get in contact with the local pastor, baby. But we don't do that. I bet you did. I did not vote for Trump. Not at all. You're a European American. I like that. That's cute. That's a cute emoji. Uh, okay, so I know y'all can see who I am. I can't see who y'all are, so I like to. I always have my chats. If you're a male, put a one. If you're a female, put a two. So at least I know that part. Hey, Ratika, how you doing? No, boss. I'm just doing them twice a day. So this is my first early morning live, trying to get a little bit more disciplined with what I'm doing. I'll be back on 6. I sure will. Oh boy, KL. Here we are with these additional numbers. I'm okay, Ratika. I'm just trying to get back on schedule. Boss, I already know who you are. And I don't know where you and Canada get the three at. It was one or two. Either you're a male or you're a female. Also, if you are a viewer, if you're just coming to YouTube as a viewer, put a V. If you're a content creator, put a C. And hopefully, if you're a content creator, you're also a viewer. So you can put a V in to see if you're a content creator. If you do both, if not, then what job do you do? I'm in transportation and I work for myself. Um, No, I didn't assume anything. But you either a female or you a male, and that's it. Ain't no other genders out there. So that's I don't assume anything else. That's why I asked. Hey Omar, you better make sure you stay up on their behind so they get to work. What time the liquor store open up? Back home, I think they don't open up till about. Well, I don't know because I don't drink. But normally, if I be out there and I get a shop, if I'm doing that Instacart on the side, I think they open up at 10, 11 o'clock. Okay, KL. But notice what the last part of that statement is male. So that means you're one. Okay, I got you. That's how you doing? I know. 8:30, 8:30. I'm doing. I this week I am. Well, not just this week. Here on out until you know, I feel like I can't do it no more. I'm doing two lives a day. So I will do one at 8 o'clock and one at 6 p.m. I don't drink. Hey, not at all. Omar works at a liquor store. So I was asking him what time he had to be to work. The only thing I drink is soda, water, and juice. That's it. I don't drink, nor do I smoke. It's enough in this life that can take you down. I'm not going to take myself down with any substance whatsoever. I barely take a aspirin when I have a headache. I just go to sleep. Mm. Sounds like I'm trying to get stuffed up though, but I'm not going to speak that on myself. I'm sure. Ain't. Yes, I do have an ex, Alberto, and like I said, his my husband name was your name, but you're not my ex-husband. Um, do I have kids? Yes, I have kids. I have five kids, but all my kids are no longer kids. They're grown adults. My youngest is 19. He'll be 20 this year. Mhm. Now on my channel, typically I give YouTube tips. I do commentary on Country Wayne skits and other commentary as well, as well as I offer motivation all while doing it. So it's entertainment and educational. I tap on both sides. But on my live, I do have eyebrows. Why you're trying to be? Well, you're probably not trying to be funny. You probably look different. I have them. They're just very light because they're like light brown, but there is not that much on there. But it's real light. And I don't choose to draw them on. I used to back when I was younger, but no. I think last time I probably really drew on my eyebrows was probably years ago when my kid's father had passed away. I don't care. Yeah, there's a earplug. Darn hearing. Not, I'm saying hearing. Yeah, those are earpods in my ear for my cell phone. I guess for my mic while I'm doing this. Yeah, it's not a hearing aid or anything. I think one time somebody asked me, was I deaf? Because sometimes I sign. But that's just me talking my hands. I talk with my hands a lot. I'm from the United States. Where are you from? Why? Yeah, I do record on my phone. Sometimes I'll do it on my laptop, but I like my phone because I can now my videos I record off my laptop or now I do. Especially since they had removed that CapCut. I know they put it back on, but my crazy behind deleted it off my phone, and so now I can't get it back. And so the only place I have it at is my laptop. So instead of having to try to do transfer, I just record the videos off my laptop. G. I think not. I would never subscribe to his channel. I'm sorry. Not trying. You record on your laptop too? Yeah. I'm finding out that now I'm recording on mine as well. It's just so that program, the CapCut, it, in my opinion, is better as far as editing. But unfortunately, since I took it off my phone when I thought TikTok was going to be damn good, I even took off the TikTok. But I really did. I really wasn't into TikTok. I literally had just signed up for it a few months back. Um, so it wasn't no big loss for me. Not Roseanne Barr making her own rap song. Okay, Roseanne, I see her. What do y'all think about this plane slash helicopter crash the other day? The military Black Hawk that went down with the plane. Hi Dan, how you doing? I was reading some of this stuff that was going on in the news this morning. Sort of positioning myself for my day. President Trump hold press briefing on Haitian disaster. Let's see what he had to say. Hopefully he said something nice. Thank you. You can't go wrong with this. It shouldn't be. A moment of silence for the victims and their families, please. Thank you very much. I see this morning an hour of anguish for a nation. Just before 9 p.m. last night, an American Airlines regional jet carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter carrying 3 military service members over the Potomac River in Washington while on final approach to Reagan National Airport.
Both aircraft crashed instantly and were immediately submerged.
Hi, Jackson. How you doing?
Waters of the Potomac. Real tragedy. The massive search and rescue was underway throughout the night, leveraging every asset at our disposal. And I have to say, the local, state, federal, military, including the United States Coast Guard in particular, they've done a phenomenal job. So quick, so fast. It was mobilized immediately. The work is now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors. This was a dark, excruciating night in our nation's capital and in our nation's history, and a tragedy of terrible proportions. As one nation, we grieve for every precious soul that has been taken from us so soon. And we are attempting.
Jan, what happened was a couple of days ago, a Black Hawk and a plane collided, Army Black Hawk helicopter, and everybody was close. 4 people that was on the helicopter from the military, and then there was 60 people on the plane. I think it was a more like a private plane, but everybody died. Now they're investigating, trying to figure out what happened.
Board the passenger jet. We can only begin to imagine the agony that you're all feeling. Nothing worse.
It happened in Washington. It happened in Washington, D.C. I don't think they meant to hit the plane. I think it was an accident. I'm not sure how the whole. I just flew on a plane for the first time in my life a couple of months ago when I came here to be with my daughter. So I don't know how the whole thing worked with the communications in the air. But somebody made a grave mistake in judgment. Hi, Dad Maggie, how you doing?
We are one family, and today we are all heartbroken.
So now it's under investigation. They're still trying to recover the bodies out of the water.
Icy Potomac. It was a cold, cold night, cold water. We're all overcome with the grief for many who have so tragically perished and no longer be with us. Together we take solace in the knowledge that their journey ended not in the cold waters of the Potomac, but in the warm embrace of a loving God. We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions and ideas, and I think we'll probably stay opinions now. Because over the years I've watched as things like this happen, and they say, well, we're always investigating, and then the investigation 3 years later, they announce, I think we have some pretty good ideas. But we'll find out how this disaster occurred, and we'll ensure that nothing like this ever happens again. The FAA and the NTSB and the U.S. military will be carrying out a systematic and comprehensive investigation. Our new Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, his second day on the job when that happens. It's a rough one. We'll be working tirelessly. He's a great gentleman. Whole group these are great people, and they are working tirelessly to figure out exactly what happened. We will state certain opinions, however. I'm also immediately appointing an acting commissioner to the FAA, Christopher Rocheleau, a 22-year veteran of the agency, highly respected. Christopher, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We must have only the highest standards for those who work in our aviation system. I changed the Obama standards from very mediocre at best to extraordinary. You remember that. Only the highest aptitude have to be the highest intellect and psychologically superior people were allowed to qualify for air traffic controllers. That was not so prior to getting there. When I arrived in 2016, I made that change very early on because I always felt this was a job.
Sir, get on
the
the
job.
job.
This was a job that had to be superior intelligence, and we have that, and we had it. And then when I left office, Biden took over. He changed them back to lower.
This is not about your Biden. This is about these people that
I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first, and they put politics level that nobody's ever seen, because this was the lowest level. Their policy was horrible, and their politics was even worse. So as you know, last week, long before the crash, I signed an executive restoring our highest standards for air traffic controllers and other importance throughout the country. So it was very interesting. About a week ago, almost upon entering office, I signed something last week that was an executive order, a very powerful one, with the highest standards of air traffic controllers and others, by the way. Then my administration will set the highest possible bar for aviation safety. We have to have honest people. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they speak, who they are. It matters intellect, talent, the word talent. They have to be talented, naturally talented geniuses. You can't have regular people doing that job. They won't be able to do it.
Hi, Rome. How y'all
It will
doing?
restore faith in
Welcome to
American
the
air
chat.
travel.
Right now, we're listening to
Have more to
the
say about
briefing
that.
that President Trump
Point
gave
out
to the
that
victims of the crash.
various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them. They can be air controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so that was a week before I entered office. They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. And another article, the Federal Aviation Administration, this was before I got to office, recently, second term. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative.
Sir, are you going to stop blaming folks and just tell us what happened?
Website. Can you imagine? These are people that are, I mean, actually, their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have.
All he doing is making this about him and Biden. Biden ain't even in office. Let's talk about what happened. Who didn't do their job? That's all it boils down to. Somebody didn't do their job right.
Many planes coming into one target. And
someone wasn't looking at something right and caused a major accident.
Are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability.
He's saying all this. He's saying all this because he's trying to say what he did as far as the DEI.
Pouring into a little spot, a little dot on the map.
Department was correct, and it's not. And this ain't got nothing to do with either. Who didn't do their job right? Point blank, period. That's all it is. Who didn't do their job right?
Initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is
what I told you.
Integral to
This is all it is. That's all what it boils down to. He's trying to justify. He's using their death to justify what he's doing, and that is absolutely wrong.
Website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted to make it even more so. And then I came in, and I assume maybe this is the reason. The FAA.
They weren't training.
Which is overseen by Secretary Pete. A real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run? He's run this Department of Transportation. He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground. He's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. Department of Transportation.
Wow.
His government agency charged with regulating civil aviation. Well, he runs it. 45,000 people, and he's run it right into the ground with his.
Good morning, Howard. Car one. I'm sorry.
I had to say that.
Pamela, this man is a trip. I don't understand how they allow him to get away with so much that he's getting away. Stuff that he shouldn't even be able to do.
That they had efforts to.
I'm sorry. I gotta fast forward on this.
To change that, to change it.
I don't know if there was a trans woman or not. Really, in the end, that don't really matter what the gender was. It just matters who didn't do their job. That's all.
Everybody at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's one of the reasons I won. But they actually came out with a directive, too white. And
But because of that,
confident.
almost
And
70
now
lives have been lost.
pray and would like to ask all Americans to join me in a moment of silence as we ask God to watch over those who
I
have
think
lost
what
their
happened was
lives
the
and
Army
bring
was training
to
controller
the loved
access
ones.
the
And
armed
I
seaplane.
just want to
The Army saw a
say God
different
bless
plane
everyone
and
to serve.
said
This has
yes,
been
but didn't see the plane.
a
Several
terrible,
planes landing in
very
line.
short period of time. We'll get to the bottom of it.
KL, you
So,
about to be.
We also,
I'm sorry, I can't deal with this.
Many times I've had the honor of hearing tapes of scary.
Nobody did this mess
very
on
scary
purpose.
tapes.
Who wanted?
You had a airliner coming in, American Airlines.
Because of limited
He
words.
was doing everything right. He was on track. It was the same track as everybody else that came in. It's probably the same track as they've had for 25 years or more. He's coming in the path. And for some reason, he had a helicopter.
I know where we're from. They do a lot of training with helicopter, with water and stuff like that. And
pretty much the same height.
At the base in my city.
And going at an angle that was
NTSB do their job.
unbelievably bad. When the air traffic controller
Right.
said, "Do you see?" He was talking about see him, but there was very little time left when that was stated. And then so he said, "Follow him in," and then almost immediately after that, seconds after that, there was the crash that took place. Well, follow him in. That means like everything's fine. Follow him in. You had a pilot problem from the standpoint
Trump
of
is doing the MTG.
the helicopter. I mean, because it was visual. It was a very clear night. It was cold but clear, and clear as you could be. The American Airlines plane had lights blazing. They had all of their landing lights on. I could see it from the Kennedy Center tape. We had a tape up on the Kennedy Center that seems to be the primary. That's why I'm sure we'll see other tapes because it's such an area where there are a lot of cameras looking up into the air, into space. So we'll probably see many other shots of it before too much time goes by. But we had a situation where you had a helicopter that had the ability to stop. I have helicopters. You can stop a helicopter very quickly. It had the ability to go up or down. It had the ability to turn. And the turn it made was not the correct turn, obviously. And it did somewhat the opposite of what it was told. We don't know that that been the difference because the timing was so tight. There was so little time to think. But what you did have is you had vision. The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision of it, all perfect vision of it, all the way from at Kennedy Center where the tape was taken. And for some reason, there weren't adjustments made. Again, you could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped.
So it looked like he's blaming the military on
gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down. You could have turned. You could have done different maneuvers. For
Mark
some
Taylor
reason,
Greene. She is the queen of
just
conspiracy
kept
theory.
going, and then made a slight turn at the very end, and it was by that time it was too late. They shouldn't have been the same height because if it wasn't the same
now that's
height,
what
they
I'm
could have
questioning.
gone
Why
under
was they
over it.
why was they on the same
realized,
level?
or they didn't say that it's at the same.
Somebody at
same
Africa
height, it still wouldn't have been great, but you would have missed it by quite a bit.
aviation
Could have been
control
1,000
did
feet higher,
not
it
do
could
their
have been
job
200
is
feet
what
lower,
happened.
but it was exactly
Two
the same
pilots
height.
shouldn't be
Somebody
relying
should have
on
been able to point that
what
out.
they could see.
So all of this is
Somebody should directing
it seems
somebody.
to me
I mean,
from a couple of words that I like to use, the words common sense. Some really bad things happened, and some things happened that shouldn't have happened. So you had a helicopter going in.
see, that's one of my biggest fears. Like I said, I finally got on the plane a couple of months ago because I had to come check on my daughter, make sure she was okay. But that right there, you in a plane or helicopter, if it come down, the odds are you're not surviving.
And I don't imagine. I know I've heard today that they might have been following the preceding plane, which was pretty close, but not that close. The preceding plane, but you wouldn't have even been able to see that because of the direction that the helicopter was coming in. So you had a confluence of
They were landing.
bad decisions that were made, and you have people that lost their lives, violently lost their lives.
Right, that I agree with, Mo. They
We're going
did
to take a few
violently.
questions. I'd like to ask our new Secretary of Transportation to say a few words. Sean Duffy, great gentleman, just started. It's not your fault, and I know you agree with me very strongly on intellect and even psychological well-being of the air traffic controller. It's such an important position, and I think I can't emphasize stronger. I changed
Yes,
it
he is,
when I
Derek.
first ran in
Good morning to
2016.
you.
We had the highest standard
We're listening to the president's explanation of what happened with the helicopter and the plane that crashed, the military Black Hawk, and the small.
one of your
I'm
papers.
assuming it's a small passenger
People in this
plane.
room have
There's only
actually
60 something
wrote that.
people on that plane.
And then
I don't
changed it
know.
back a
But
few
then he
days
said
ago.
American airline. Isn't that an airline?
And
So I'm a little confused. I'm not
unfortunately, that was
all that familiar when it comes to planes.
we don't know
So,
necessarily it's even the controller's fault, but we do
oh,
know there
it's
was a lot
definitely
of
the
vision
controller's fault.
and
I think the
people have been
controller
able to
plays
see,
a major part in
you
this.
know, at what point do you stop? At what point
It's
do you
not
say,
just
"Wow,
the
that plane's getting
military.
ridiculous."
It ain't.
So this is a tragedy that should not have happened. Please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I would just note the president's
Okay, so it was
leadership
okay.
has been remarkable during this crisis. We've had a whole of government response, local, state, federal, and when you see that kind of cooperation, it begins.
It looks like Trump is going to blame the military for this one.
You make our jobs a lot easier. You made an important
And
point.
if it is the military, then them families going to have open
We can only
season on the
accept
government.
the best and the brightest in positions of
And
safety.
that's the stance he's taking. Yeah.
Our family members. And I think you make a really important point on that, Mr. President. That is the motto of your presidency, the best and the brightest, the most intelligent coming into these spaces. I want to take a moment and extend my condolences to the families of the loved ones. We commit to them that we are going to get to the bottom of this investigation, not in 3 years, not in 4 years, but as quick as possible, with the NTSB, who is here today, as well as the FAA.
Hey, 93, how you doing?
Yesterday shouldn't have happened.
Oh, you need one more. You need one more. Okay, y'all. Studio 93, he needs one more subscriber. But hey, everybody in this room, let's go over there and support him. If you can, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. If you want to drop the link, Studio 93, you can. I'm all about helping each other.
At the Department of Transportation.
He's trying to go live. But you have to have 50 subscribers in order to go live. And then 90, I do believe they make you wait 24 hours after you're eligible when you first try.
Pete, would you like to say something? Well, thank you, Mr. President. Again, I want to echo what the Secretary said about your leadership. From the moment we found out about this, we were in contact with the White House trying to determine exactly what happened. Echoed as well. No excuses. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We first and foremost, from the Defense Department, want to pass our condolences to the 64 souls and their families that were affected by this.
Thank you. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Certainly the 3 service members, the 3 soldiers.
Earth Cam caught everything on camera when both aircrafts collided. Yeah, that's what he just said. He said they got cameras faced straight up into space, and they saw the whole thing. So, but my thing was, why was the helicopter in the plane on the same level? Like, why? That seemed like that was an air traffic control error somewhere.
Some sort of an elevation issue that we have immediately begun investigating at the DoD and Army level. Army D is on the ground investigating top tier.
I know about the CID. They don't play.
Are investigating, sir.
But it looks like he's going to blame the Army for this.
It does not happen again because it's absolutely unacceptable. But I want to echo what the Transportation Secretary and you, Mr. President, said, because it pertains to the DoD as well. We will have the best and brightest in every position possible. As you said in your inaugural, it is colorblind and merit-based. The best leaders possible, whether it's flying Black Hawks, flying airplanes, leading platoons, or in government. The era of DEI is gone at the Defense Department, and we need the best and brightest, whether it's in our air traffic control, or whether it's in our generals, whether it's throughout government. So thank you for your leadership and courage on that, sir, and we'll stand by you on that. Thank you. JD, please.
Oh, man. When they come up there.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. I just want to reemphasize
something just seems off about Vance. I don't know what it is. But something seems so off about him.
We were all on the phone. We were all communicating yesterday, trying to get to the bottom of this immediately, but also try to communicate with the American people about what happened. Something the president said that I think bears re-emphasizing, which is that when you don't have the best standards in who you're hiring, it means on the one hand, you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there. And I think that is a core part of what President Trump is going to bring and has already brought to Washington, D.C. is we want to hire the best people because we want the best people at air traffic control, and we want to make sure we have enough people at air traffic control who are actually competent to do the job. If you go back to just some of the headlines over the past 10 years, you have many hundreds of people suing them because they would like to be air traffic controllers, but they were turned away because of the color of their skin. That policy ends under Donald Trump's leadership because safety is the first priority of our aviation industry. Thank you, Mr. President.
On DEI and the claims he's made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused as a result of diversity hiring?
That's exactly what he's trying to say. That's exactly what he's trying to say.
It just could have been. We have a high standard. We've had a much higher standard than anybody else. And there are things where you have to go by brain power. You have to go by psychological quality.
He's getting
Psychological quality is a very important element of it.
This
powerful tests
has to do with just basically. It just seems like somebody just messed up. That's what I mean. They messed up bad, but somebody messed up. This ain't got nothing to do with the DEI. I'm sorry.
And a helicopter and a plane. It shouldn't have happened. And we'll see. We're going to look into that. But certainly for an air traffic controller, we want the brightest, smartest, the sharpest. We want somebody that's psychologically superior, and that's what we're going to have. Yeah, please go ahead.
There were several Russian nationals on the flight.
Yes.
Will the U.S. government be willing to facilitate the transfer of their remains?
Yes, we will.
There is no direct travel between the two countries.
We've already been in contact with Russia, and the answer is yes, we will facilitate. Yes. Please go ahead.
The situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is getting worse, even though President John Lorenzo has been mediating the conflict between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo because he wants to bring peace and stability. The situation is really bad right now. I want to hear from Ms. if you have any plan in the future to bring peace in the
Well, you're
Democratic
asking me a
Republic.
question, Rwanda, and it is a very serious problem. I agree, but I don't think it's appropriate right now to talk about it. But it is a very serious problem.
Do you even yet know the names of the 67
Why are living in America? It is.
Democrats and DEI policies? And
It feels like turmoil. It seems like we're getting pulled every which way but the right at this point.
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane.
It's literally one thing after the other, from one day to the next. Like, at what point do we just do the right thing?
We'll be giving that very soon in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question. I'm surprised coming from you.
Wow. He just insulted her intelligence.
Based on your analysis
Wow.
so far, do you have a sense of who is at fault? If it was the plane, the helicopter, air traffic control, and can you assure people that it is safe to fly in and out of DC?
Well, I've given you the analysis. Analysis was based on vision. We had a lot of people that.
But it should not be based on solely vision. That's the problem right there. You shouldn't. Oh wow.
Very, very late.
Not vision from the pilots alone. That's why you got air traffic control, and that's why I feel like they're to blame for this.
But the people in the helicopter should have seen where they were going. I can't imagine people with.
I can't believe he's going to push
20/20 vision not to. What's happening up there.
But if they're told they're in the clear,
you're going in reverse directions or sideways directions. Obviously, you want to be at different heights. I see it all the time when I'm flying. I have planes going in the opposite.
yeah, but who told who they was on the right path? Both of them couldn't be on the right course. Somebody had to be off. So either the military told the Black Hawk that they was right and they was wrong, or either the airline told them they was right and they was wrong. But one of them was wrong. So it can't be both of them.
Along the track that every plane is along. You say, what was the helicopter doing in that track? Very sad. But
So he trying to say helicopter shouldn't have been on it in the
taking
lane.
that helicopter out of play, and they shouldn't have a different height.
They mentioned the Russians that were on board that plane.
Eliandro.
There were some of others. We're going to be announcing it in about an hour. We have some very specific information. We're calling the countries. We've spoken to most of them, but there were some other countries represented. I have not, no. Not about this.
Please, y'all, just so the matter at hand. Y'all doing too much now.
This crash happened after that. Was the executive order successful, and what more needs to change? People say.
Well, we did it 3 days ago, and we're in the process of making those changes.
I think the military plane was on the right path to land. The helicopter crashed into the plane, not the plane into the helicopter. So I think the helicopter was wrong. Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying it's not.
Yeah, Blitz, go ahead.
Thank you. We see like everyday life that's often.
But he's saying it's the military because regardless of who told them what, they should have saw with their own eyes. One, it was at night. Two, they're supposed to be being led by air traffic control. Point blank period. Both sides have. You would think both sides have their own, and then they will be in communication with each other.
And if you read that, I'm not going to bore you by reading it again, but
Yeah, the real problem. Right, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to make it about DEI, and it's not.
This particular job.
When you are on the phone, when you are just pay attention to the tower, you can tell. You can't tell, pilot. Hold on, I'm sorry, I missed that. DEI hires aren't the real problem, but the hires were very incompetent, and that's the real problem. When you are on the phone, when you are or just not paying attention to the tower, you
Because
can't
I
tell
have
the
common
problem.
sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want Indian people doing this. This is a.
Alejandro, you need to seek a counselor if you're having issues staying positive. Yes, son, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Time, and they're all coming.
Oh, you don't need to try to do that on your own.
Dealing with very high-level computer work and very complex computers. And one of the other things I will tell you that the systems that were
Hi,
trying
Anime.
to rebuild the entire system, and then we had an election that didn't turn out the way it should have.
Man, stop making this about you. Stop making this about you. Make it about the people.
Renovating a system, spending much more money than they would have.
This man irks me. He irks my soul. He really does. Where are you from? I'm
Certain companies that do.
I'm from Florida, the United States.
They use companies that should not have been doing it. No, I think it's very important to understand that for some jobs, and not only this, but air traffic controllers, they have to be at the highest level of genius.
I want to ask you about the ice skaters in a moment because the U.S. IE committee was affected. But first, if I can, the cited FAA text you read is real, but the implication that this policy is new or that it stems from efforts that began under President Biden or the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is demonstrably false. It's been on the FAA's
Who said
website.
that, you?
No, it's on the website. The FAA's website. It was there in 2013. It was there for the
Take a look
entirety.
at what I read.
It was there for the entirety of your administration
Nice and
too. So
Call him out. There you go. Call him out. Let him know he's a liar. He's trying to make it about Biden. This was not Biden. I don't even think it's you. It's just somebody who didn't do their job right.
So I signed a new order.
Good night. This man will make you cuss him out.
Okay.
Just think of a positive thing about a negative thing. Explain if you hate rain. Just think about the clouds getting your train. Yeah. You got to look at the positive.
That was an issue in this crash. There's been some reports that one of the pilots in the helicopter may have been using night vision equipment. Is there any?
I heard that. We don't know. We're going to know that soon. It may change your viewplane if you do have the night vision. So it's very possible that could have happened.
They had night vision goggles on. Why would they vision goggles on?
Well, as
Just want to say hello. Hey, Miss Nancy, doing? We're talking about Trump and the plane crash with the Black Hawk helicopter.
And does this intensify your interest in getting other needs confirmed quickly?
go to what?
Is it helpful to have your Secretary of Transportation confirmed? And does this intensify your interest in getting other nominees confirmed quickly as well?
Well, sure. We want fast confirmations, and the Democrats, as you know, are doing everything to delay them. They've taken too long. We're we're struggling to get very good people that everybody knows are going to be confirmed, but we're struggling to.
No, you're trying to trick people out of their jobs. Let's talk about that. Putting a hiring freeze on the federal government and then sending them this bogus, half behind, misunderstood letter, trying to get these people to quit their jobs. Let's talk about that. Then you talk about something else.
Peter would ask that were totally irrelevant and not very.
This man is a piece of work. I swear he is.
Keep it going as long as possible. I was
And you know,
honored, actually.
like the bottom of my shoe. Please don't
Really good.
don't come here with me. Not this morning either, because I will come off real wrong with you.
Is it your impression that little training was done during that time?
The what?
The training that the helicopter was involved in. Is it anything you can tell us about?
You don't know. These are the things that will come up with the investigation. You don't know. But the helicopter obviously was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and a tragedy occurred. Please.
No, he holding on to it was the military's fault.
You critical of the current regulations and you called for big reforms at AA. I'm curious, sir,
Well, I made the reforms.
what is your message?
3 days ago, I made
Yes,
it.
sir. What is your message then to the American public in the weeks and months ahead? Should they feel hesitant to fly?
I would be,
If you could,
because y'all done reinstated my feels on that. Yeah, I would get on no plane no time soon.
I don't know what that.
Would not.
They were
Agenda Free TV on
practicing.
YouTube is a great channel
They
about the
call it
latest
practicing,
news.
and they were, and that's
Thank
something
you.
that should be done. It's only continuity in the sense that we want to have very.
Oh,
good
thank
people,
you,
and
Windows.
That has to be in continuity with what they refer
How you
to.
doing? Welcome to the channel. Right now, we're talking about what's happening in the news this morning. This is my first live early in the morning, but we're discussing about what happened on with the plane, with the Black Hawk military helicopter and American airline plane that crashed and killed almost
I'd not hesitate to fly.
almost
This
70
is
people. I
something
think it was 68.
it's been
So
many years that something like this has happened, and the collision is just something that we don't expect ever to happen again. We are going to have uh, the highest level people already hired. Some of the people that you've already hired for that position, long before we knew about this. I mean, long before. From the time I came in, we started going out and getting those people because I said it's not appropriate what they're doing. I think it's a tremendous mistake. You know, they like to do things and they like to take them too far, and this is sometimes what ends up happening. Now, with that, I'm not blaming the controller. I'm saying there are things that you could question, like the height of the helicopter, the height of the plane at the same.
oh, you
level,
definitely
going
can
in
question
opposite
that. You
directions.
definitely
It's
can
not
question
a
that.
positive.
So
But,
who was at
no,
fault?
we're
It has to be one or the other.
No, safe flying is very safe. We have the safest flying anywhere in the world, and we'll keep it that
I
way.
would, y'all done reinstated my fears, baby. Ain't nowhere in the world right now until y'all figure out what's going on. Would I be getting on anybody's plane? Because you just showed something that's happening. Clearly, I got a problem going on there. Ain't nowhere in the world I get on no plane right now. Um, especially if you're sitting here saying they should have been able to visually saw it with their own eyes. It was at night, and no pilot should be solely rely on what he can see, because I'm sure his vision is only so far out, because what is like a half oval shape um window that he's looking out of. Ain't like he can look behind the plane or on his side. That's what I thought air traffic control was for, to make sure that two planes, or I guess helicopters, aren't on the same level at the same time. There's just no way. Something's going on. Somebody didn't do. I feel like it could very well be the military, just untrained pilots on that. Because I mean, everybody has to go through some type of training. You don't, like, you just go in the military and you just automatically know how to fly planes. No, or helicopters. No, it doesn't work like that. But typically, from what I've seen, and I'm a military, I'm an ex-military spouse. My kids are in the military. I live in a military city, but it has multiple military bases. They have planes flying all over the place, helicopters flying all over the place. Never on the same level, period. I would be so pissed right now. I'm serious. I would be so pissed from either one of these families if I was either one of their families. And instead of him just focusing on that, you trying to make it about you and Biden and the DEI. This is why I really don't dwell on this man so much because he irks my soul. I'm serious, y'all. He irks my soul. And to think he is our president. He's arrogant. He's a complete jackape. I don't like cussing because sometimes if I let myself cuss, I'm not gonna stop. And it's gonna be some real bad stuff. Like I had a bad cussing problem, and the Lord delivered me from that. So I'm not going to cuss. But he is a jackape. That's what he is. I'm not just rambling. People lost their lives. You know what? Let me just take you out of here. Jack, you a jackape. Oh, you hate Americans. Man, well, if you hate Americans, get off my live. Because you're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of Americans on here. What in the world? Ugh. I have to leave this one alone because this right here is going to piss me off. Like something serious, y'all. I have to walk away from that conversation. Oh, y'all. Yeah, I get passionate about stuff like this, especially when people just be. It's just like I don't know. I guess with him, it's like all about Trump. He's arrogant. He don't really care about people, even though he trying to make like he do. He don't. Mm. In my eyes, he a big behind racist. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, Lord. That's why I have to watch myself when I am watching him or when I'm talking about stuff about him. It's just I can't deal with it. I'm sorry. How are y'all? How's the room? Because y'all about to see a whole other side of me when it comes to this president of ours, this felon president of ours, because he's a felon. So I'm trying to understand how he's even a president. But anywho, okay. Um, I mean, so if he's gonna be one, they should allow anybody that's been in prison and got out, let him run as well. If he can do it, so can they. Just absolutely stupid. If you're in the chat, yeah, I am up. I'm up early, Robert. I'm trying to get myself on a new schedule because I um, kind of got off, and then it was for me to get back on. So, because normally I get up at 6:30, I'm starting early. I've never did an early morning live, but I'm trying to implement something new on my channel where I do two of them a day, one at 8 o'clock in the morning, one at 6. Bamboozled. Yeah, I feel like the whole United States of America has been bamboozled. I ain't never heard the song, but I think that we all been bamboozled. I'm on the live. What's wrong? Good morning, baby. How you doing? I'm on the live. So you come too far, they gonna see it. I know you don't. That's why I said it. You get ready to feed the dog? Okay. All right, love you. Okay. I used to think the same about Trump, but then look more closely at each matter and had come to the conclusion that there is so much more bigger insight is needed. You are really fortunate. I hope Jesus bless you greatly today. Thank you, Robert, and you as well. Go hit the like button, y'all. Like I said, I can get real passionate about some things, like especially, oh yeah. Hmm. Sorry. You're right. You're right. Robert. God is definitely in control. Despite anything, God is in control. No matter who think they're gonna get away with whatever. In the end, you stay safe. Um, Bizzle is a Christian music artist. No, I never heard of him actually, but I will pull him up to see. I've never heard of Bizzle. Oh boy. I gotta mute it so they don't play it because it's a song. Music and Bizzle. God save Trump. Praise the Lord. Did you say he saved and this man wouldn't even touch the Bible at a inauguration? Are you serious? Oh, okay. I hope God save him. I hope God. I pray he touches his heart. But not everybody gonna be saved. It is what it is. So Brizzle is a rapper, Christian rapper. Amen. We must keep our eyes on the Lord because if we don't, boy, Satan is busy. He is definitely busy, and he will have you. He will have you in places you don't want to be, in a mindset you do not want to be. That's why I had to check myself when I was looking at this because it was really starting to get. He was really starting to irk my nerves. One of my favorite artists. It's just he's doing a lot of stuff that is affecting so many people, even down to the like my daughter. She works for the government. She's a federal employee and is being affected by this whole hiring freeze and then let go thing. It's just I don't know. Even down to the immigrants, like these are people. I don't give a darn where they're from or whatever. I really don't care about that. People are people. We're all human at the end of the day. And you just don't treat people. You just don't treat people like you don't do anything to anybody. I'm sorry, you don't do that. I don't care what your nationality is, your religion is. I mean, I wish and pray that you're on the right path with Lord Jesus Christ. But whatever your religion is, until you find the truth, you're at the end of the day, we're all human. Brian Trader, his testimony is powerful. Okay, let me pull him up so I can have everything too. Ripping kids from their parents, ripping them out of school, out of churches. Churches is supposed to be a place of sanctuary. You're not even supposed to allow the government ain't even supposed to be allowed to do that. A musical journey of romance. Telling people because your parents were illegal immigrants. And it's in the freaking Constitution that says if you're born here, you're from here. But you're gonna write the Constitution? Like, come on. Let's I just feel like I honestly feel like Trump is on a war path with everybody. I don't right now he started with the immigrants and then he worked his way to the black communities, the people of color, because it's not just blacks, it's all colors, wants to diversity. Um and before y'all have it, the ones that voted for him, are and I hate saying Caucasian because it just sounds, that don't even sound right either. But are lighter colors of wheat, brothers and sisters, he gonna turn on y'all too. Because I just honestly feel like this man is on a war path because they did not vote him in 4 years ago. Everybody's gonna have to pay. Point blank, period. If you try to reach the Spanish community for the Lord there, Michael, Alex. Okay. I'm from the United States. I'm talking about our leader in command, the head leader in command, chief of command of the feminists in command, President Trump. That's what this discussion has been about this morning. Oh, Lord. It's like he's trying to turn this country into a dictatorship. We're not. And the crazy part is you did this to you stripped these people of their homes and you sent them back. Some of them were sent back to places they weren't even first from. But your own wife, by your rulings, your own wife ain't even a U.S. citizen. And let's be technical. If we want to get real technical, not even President Trump's mom is considered a citizen. She's not from the United States. If what he says is correct. Now, by the United States Constitution, they both are citizens. But if he's going to do that to these people, your compadre, Elon Musk, what about him? This is just, this man irks me. And then I'm from Florida, so that got darn DeSantis, he's another one. He's like a Trump clone. He gets on my nerves too. How Americans ended up with a FAA administrator without a oh, so he fired them as Trump came into office. Trump ordered Palestinian student protesters. He ordered targets on pro-Palestinian students. What in the world?
President Donald Trump is taking unprecedented steps aimed at combating anti-Semitism with a new executive order, but it includes a pledge to deport certain non-citizens who participated in Palestinian protests. News Nation's Alicia Nieves has been following these updates from New York. Alicia, let's start with just the basics here. Break this executive order down for us and tell us what the White House says about its immediate impact.
Yeah, good morning. Based on the broad language of this executive order, it really has the potential to lead to the arrest and even possibly the deportation of international students here on who have taken part in or continue to take part in pro-Palestinian protests like the ones that we saw here at Columbia University last year and other college campuses across the country. The Trump administration is basically framing this order as a response to what the administration calls an alarming spike in anti-Semitic incidents, particularly on college campuses since the Israel-Hamas conflict escalated. Now, according to the White House fact sheet, the Department of Justice is instructed to take, quote, immediate action, anything deemed a terroristic threat, arson, vandalism, or violence directed toward Jewish individuals or institutions. But the most contentious part of the president's promise is to deport non-citizens, including, again, international students who allegedly pro-Palestinian protests that the administration itself is linking to support Hamas. Now, the White House, we understand, plans to move relatively fast, giving federal agencies a mandate to identify and immediately begin removing anyone that it says is violating U.S. law or based on this executive order, anyone who it says is, supporting what it calls, but doesn't clearly define, pro-jihadist activities. I have to add really quickly, in terms of concerns that people have around this executive order, it's the concern that this potentially infringes on something we hold dear, First Amendment rights, of course, of free speech and protest. Marky?
All right, Alicia Nieves, thank you for those updates.
So because they vote their opinion, you're going to get them out of here.
To find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button.
This one, I mean, y'all, this is what I'm saying is a mess.
Why should you choose?
Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all, if y'all just enter in the chat. I appreciate y'all for being on this chat and also communicating about what's going on in the news. I know because the news can sometimes be a very touchy subject. Hit the like button. If you're a male, put a 1. If you're a female, put a 2.
President Donald Trump in San Diego County.
The subject of the U.S. politics.
Jim, thanks so much for joining me on the U.S. Report. I wanted to get you on here to talk about this story that broke this week about 2 hikers being shot at the U.S.-Mexico border in San Diego County by what have been described as suspected cartel members. Tell us about it.
Well, unfortunately, this happened just recently, and the cartels and the smugglers are so brazen that they're actually bringing people across our border illegally
and they're bringing them
Man, this ain't no real
some,
news.
the smugglers
This
are
is how
armed,
Trump
and when they come
did
across two
third
people who are just hiking,
presidency.
they told them
Let's
to get
no. I need the
Hi
real news.
everybody, I'm
I don't know
Brittany
who all
Lewis
these
of Breaking
people are.
News Reporters Draft Boards. Joining me once again is Congressman Andy Ogles.
Okay, this
Congressman,
is
thank you
it.
so much for joining me.
As always, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you taking the time today because you have made many a headline in the last week because of your resolution that you just introduced to amend the Constitution, and it's a proposal that would affect the 22nd Amendment, which would essentially let President Donald Trump run for a third term. Talk to us about the resolution here.
Yeah, so what it would do is if any president
Please
has
no.
served 2 non-consecutive terms, now that's only happened twice in history. Once would be Grover Cleveland. The second time would be President Donald Trump. And so you would presume when looking at history that would require unusual or special circumstances, like in the case of Donald Trump. So he ran, he lost, and then there was a mandate for him to be replaced or put back into office. And so what this would allow, if it were to be amended, so it would have ratified the House and the Senate, and then by 3/4 of the states, 38, that he could then run for a third term if he chose to. It's permissive; he doesn't have to. And then the American would get to decide if he deserved a third term. So
Oh, he does not deserve a third term. Let's even go there. Please, let's not go there. He don't even deserve this term.
FDR was elected to 4 terms. Obviously, after that point, there was an amendment put in place to restrict that. But what this does do is allow for those special circumstances. I would argue that Joe Biden has done a decade's worth of damage in 4 years. It's going to take a decade to unravel the border foreign policy, some of the other entanglements and messes he's made. And that's why at this moment in time in history, we need a strong leader like President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I want to read the language directly. It's something that you just highlighted, but no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 3 times, nor be elected to any additional term after being elected to 2 consecutive terms. So this language is specific to exclude any other living president, including Republican George W. Bush, as well as Democrats Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Can you talk a little bit about your reason there?
Yeah, absolutely, because you don't want this.
I can't listen no more of this man.
Now by the U.S. Senator from my state, the state of California, Senator Adam Schiff. Senator, thanks so much for taking the time.
Great to be with you.
So in the immediate aftermath of the Kash Patel hearing, I want to turn your attention to a moment that was especially striking in terms of your exchange with Kash Patel.
I want you to turn around. There are Capitol Police officers behind you. They're guarding us. Take a look at them right now. Turn around.
I'm looking at you. You're
No,
talking to me.
no, look at them. I want you to look at them if you can, if you have the courage to look them in the eye, Mr. Patel. Tell them you're proud of what you did. Tell them you're proud that you raised money off of people that assaulted their colleagues, that pepper sprayed them, that beat with poles. Tell them you're proud of what you did, Mr. Patel. They're right there. They're guarding today. Tell them how proud you are.
That's an abject lie, you know it.
How
I've
proud
never, ever accepted violence against law enforcement. I've worked with these men and women, as you know,
You
my entire
glorified
life,
it and
and
insulted
I did not make.
So what did you make of the fact that he wouldn't turn and face the people who were attacked by the very insurrectionists who he helped glorify with the
Right.
January 6th anthem? The same, by the
Spoke
way, that he
volumes.
pretended
Spoke
to
volumes.
be completely unfamiliar with.
Well, you can look them in the eye, these officers who were protecting him even in that moment, whose colleagues at the department were viciously attacked by people in a quiet he was promoting. And earlier in the hearing, he had tried to distance himself from it, saying he didn't know anything, he didn't have anything to do with this. But of course he did, and he had been very proud of it, and he had gone on Bannon's show to talk about how he and others gone to the studio and made this recording and digitized it, and it was going to hit #1 of billboards. And he was so proud of promoting this thing. People who pepper sprayed police on that day and beat them and threatened them with knives, among other things.
This is some of the stuff that we're dealing with over in the United States. Just a small portion, because there's so much more that we're dealing with now. Since this man stepped in office on the 20th of January, it is the 31st
There were numerous
of
instances
January.
where Kash Patel did
11
appear
days,
to lie
y'all.
under oath,
11
chief
days.
among by pretending
And he
that
done turned this world, the United States, upside down.
that anthem,
Not
but
just
also
trading
pretending
goods
not to know
with
who a
the
podcast host was, so
Constitution,
he appeared
with
8 times.
people's,
He
just
didn't
people's
answer whether
white
or
in
not he said
general.
he wants to turn the FBI into a museum to the
His
Your
jobs.
colleagues on the
He's
right
putting
have
tariffs all over the
regard
all
for
over the
their own
country
rights and
to make it
conceivable
hard
that
for
they're willing
people
just
to
be lied to
do business and trade, the American people gonna start feeling it. They're gonna really start feeling it within the next couple of months when it comes down to purchasing stuff. But remember, y'all asked for this when y'all put this ignorant behind man back in office.
Well, I guess time will tell whether a sufficient number of them will reject this plainly unqualified, disqualified.
I don't want to hear no complaints from no Trump supporters when it gets so freaking hard
Where we're considering someone so clearly
over
unfit
here.
for this job.
Y'all did this. Y'all did this to yourself.
Chris Wray and others in the past who had great experience, who had integrity. How has it come to this? The Kash Patel. And the reason it's come to this is he rose with lightning speed through the first 4 years of Trump because he was the guy who would say yes to Donald Trump when everyone else would say no, can't do that. That's unethical. That's unlawful. I won't participate in it. I'll quit before I'll do that. Kash Patel is the guy. Yes. What else can I do for you? That's why he's risen so fast. That's the ticket to progress.
Basically kissing Trump behind is what he did.
Rise. And we'll find out soon because in addition to Patel, there was Tulsi Gabbard today and RFK Jr. Is the Senate going to say yes to these patently unfit candidates for high office? If they do, it will bode very poorly for what the future looks like.
Can you give us some insight into what's happening behind the scenes when you had someone like Kash Patel, someone like Tulsi Gabbard, someone who is so aggressively anti-science like RFK Jr., speeding their way through these confirmation hearings among your Senate Republican colleagues?
I gotta get my numbers documented for today, y'all. Well, from last night, not today. I was supposed to do this last night before I went to bed, but I kind of got so tired.
Trump by proving their fealty to Trump. These Republicans are in the same boat. None of them want to be primary. They all know that they have to kiss the ring and grovel at his feet. But at a bare minimum, are you hearing anything behind closed doors from these people, or are they just so bought into this bid that they could dare utter a word, even in private, something that might go against the grain when it comes to Trump?
Look, I think privately some will acknowledge their concern over these nominees, but I think what they're watching is what happens to those who stand up.
Oh, what's going on?
And Trump has been very successful
So
since he got
early, haven't
into
updated yet.
politics of punishing his enemies, of primary challenges to them.
I just paid attention to that.
And, Steve Bannon and his ilk are out there riling up the MAGA base to go after anyone who doesn't approve.
Okay, there you go. I just had another deal.
That's what they're dealing with. But, I think at the end of the day, all of us in elected office have to ask ourselves, why are we doing this job? If we're not willing to stand up and say, hey, your firing inspector general violates the law, we're not willing to say your effort to amend the Constitution executive order violates the law, we're not willing to say this guy you nominated the FBI, I wouldn't trust him to walk my dog. Then it's good luck for us with our democracy. At the end of the hearing today, that history is littered with countries that saw their democracy disappeared and didn't seem to be noticing it while it was happening. And we should witness what's happening, and we need to do something about it.
Senator, you were mentioned.
Good morning, Christina. How you doing? Sorry, I was recording some data down. Sorry. How you doing?
By his assurances that he won't weaponize the DOJ, and B, by his assurances he won't weaponize it against you.
No, I don't think any of us anything he says, frankly, for granted or accepted. He contradicts himself all the time, denies saying what he said before, claims not to remember it. No, this is not the guy you want to trust to have a truly independent FBI. And the reality is, of all these positions, FBI may be the most unreviewable as the director. We're not going to get to see what cases he declined that should have been investigated by the FBI, but got declined because they were pals of Donald Trump or family members of Donald Trump or friends of Donald Trump or maybe friends of Elon Musk or who knows. We're not going to see, those kind of decisions to protect Trump world. We're going to see, especially actions taken against the president's enemies, but we can count on one thing with Kash Patel, and that is he will tell the public whatever Donald Trump wants him to say about why someone was investigated. So no, we can't trust anything he has to say, why he was been chosen by Donald Trump to lead the FBI. He wanted his own Roy Cohn at the Justice Department or the Bureau, and if Republicans go along with the Senate, he will have that at the FBI.
You know, taking a step back, in the lead up to the election, one of the issues that I focused on, especially, was Schedule F, the Schedule F portion of Project 2025.
Sorry, y'all.
The reason that if Trump can be successful at eliminating career civil servants and replacing them with political appointees,
you don't have school today this morning, Christina? I would have thought you would have been in school. Or are you on your way to school?
Donald Trump. So, do you have any worry that with folks like Kash Patel as FBI director, with somebody like Russ Vought as OMB director, that Republicans will be able to rig the rules of government from the inside so as to prevent Democrats from even having a fair shot to ever succeed at winning again in the future? I'm not talking about the damage that they'll be able to wrought against the government from the inside right now during these 4 years. I think that's somewhat of a foregone conclusion, but just in the act of that, by basically remaking the government in his mold, that it won't leave us with the opportunity to have a fair shot moving forward if, you know, the entire federal government apparatus, the entire executive branch is just a political arm of Donald Trump.
Social proof.
That is certainly the goal, which is not even one party rule so much as one man rule. He does want, as you described, to convert the whole federal workforce into
I'm about to make myself
arm.
some breakfast. What's for breakfast? What are you having?
By
I haven't ate breakfast yet. I need to, after this live, I'm gonna do the live for another 30 minutes, maybe 20 something minutes, and then I'll end it. Then I'll go get me some breakfast, but I haven't actually had any yet.
and that's not what Donald Trump is interested in.
It's running away
To
from
get their employees to quit so that he can replace them with more sycophants. It is all part of a broad strategy. Sadly, I think that Trump and his minions learned from their failed experiments 4 years ago how to do it better this time. And the question is, will the Congress stop it? Will the courts stop it? Democracy is strong enough, and we're about to find out. We're about to find out. Now, I happen to think that this week may be an illustration where this on federal funds was so ill-considered, so ham-handed, that the opposition was immediate. Ordinary people saw that it was going to affect their lives, whether they could get their health care, whether they can get their housing, whether they could get their financial aid, and they were forced to pedal. How often they're going to overreach like that?
If you're not subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would support the channel. And subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay connected with me when I upload another video, as well as when I go on live. But I will tell you this, that we do live. I'm starting to do lives now at 8 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock at night every day throughout the week.
I know that you of all
Happy
people
Friday,
are
man.
under
God bless you. God
delusions
bless you too.
about
A change of
the
perspective.
extent to which Republicans
And I like
in
it.
the
I
House
love
and
that
the
name.
Senate will offer no bulwark
I hope you have
to
a
Trump's
blessing
successes.
and everything goes
Do you think
well for
that
you and everybody else in this
there
live
is
as
a
well.
red line for these people? And again, these are people who are so groveling right now that they are
You only have Monday, Tuesday,
ushering
Wednesday, and
through,
Thursday.
shepherding
Okay.
through a
So you're off
grassroots
on Friday.
unqualified people
Girl, you got an
who
awesome
refuse
schedule
to
now.
oversee the health apparatus of the entire country that their kids have to go up in too. So they're on this plane that they're trying to crash at this moment in time. So you know, I'm wondering, even for people like that, people so overtly deferential to Trump, is there a red line even for them, realistically speaking, where you think that they would actually have the spine to stand up to somebody like Trump?
I think so. I hope so. Matt Gaetz was a bridge too far for the Republicans in the Senate. I hope we see other indications that there's a willingness to say, okay, you've got to be kidding. There's no way we're going to go there.
Yeah.
But we will find out, you know, what we've seen, and this is like the boiling frog phenomenon of the water in the pot going up and up and the frog not noticing, boiling to death. The first year or years of his first administration.
You making pancakes? Ooh, I'm probably gonna leave you some waffles. Or either, you know what? I actually had a fried boiled egg yesterday. I was trying something I had seen online. It was actually pretty good. I did I boiled the egg and then I put it in like a butter garlic sauce, and then floured it up and then fried it, and then poured the butter garlic It was almost like a seafood boil sauce. And I poured it back over the top. Man, that thing was good. I only had one egg. I was scared to try because I didn't know how it was going to taste. But that thing was awesome.
Correct.
Now, exactly. I might make some more for lunch.
Lower and lower and lower. Is there a point at which my colleagues will say, okay, that's enough to protect myself and
Oh,
my
thank
kids
you.
and their kids and our
Change of
country
perspective. God woke me up
planet.
early to watch you
I
this
can't go
morning.
on with
Amen.
some more. Is there a point
Amen.
where
Oh,
we'll get
thank
to
you.
that showing of courage?
Yeah, I will be coming on more. I'll be coming on, like I said, early. I want to try to, I'm doing it because I'm trying to reach
Been a sad guy.
not just the afternoon audience, but the daytime audience as well.
Well, from your lips
You
to
know,
God's
fell in
ears,
love, Billy?
unfortunately, I think we're gonna be put in a position where
Where are you
we're gonna
from,
see how
Billy?
that thesis is kind of
Who you
tested
fell in
out.
love
So,
with?
with that said, I appreciate what you did in that hearing and your willingness to fight, to go toe to toe, to not all over. I think that's exactly the kind of energy that we need moving forward.
I'm curious that I think I want to ask this question while I do have y'all in here on the live before I end it. What type of content do y'all like? Do you like YouTube tips? Do you like put that on pause? Do you like YouTube tips? Do you like the skits that I do on Country Wayne? Um, do you like motivational content or budgeting? Because I also do budgeting as well. I kind of stopped that a few years ago, but I'm thinking about implementing that as well. Cincinnati. Oh, okay, Billy. Thank you. I'm thinking of bringing that back at least once a week, budgeting at the beginning of the week. And or would you like transportation or like on the lives we're talking about in the news? Like I would probably implement these things in different areas. Right now, I pretty much focus on YouTube tips and skits. I'm sure people could probably get motivation from some of my videos from the YouTube tips. But I'm getting ready to implement the budgeting and transportation into my channel as well because transportation is my actual business. That's what I do. Um, Pancake bacon. Oh, you got a good breakfast going on. So I was just curious, like out of those things that I just listed, who are interested in those topics? My birthday is coming. I know. I know. Your birthday will be here 27 more days, correct? And of course I do in the news. I'm start doing in the news in the morning at 8 o'clock. That's what I'm gonna keep that. But I'm gonna do a poll on my channel asking that question. I'm curious for the ones that are here, if you're willing to respond. What did y'all think about doing those topics? Content creator affirmation, content creator handbook. Time is running away from me. Thank y'all for y'all support. It all can be the Lord. Amen. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Thank you, Carice. Am I saying your name right, Carice? We had a good old time on the chat last night, boy. We were talking about oh sorry, yeah. We were talking about do people really want the truth or are they in love with lies? So it started off as that, but it ended up we started doing like a game, so to speak, on here, talking about different songs from the 90s and the early 2000s. Well, no, from the 90s till now. Man, that got real fun. They put me back in memory lane. Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Jerry? You do vlogs? I'm gonna pull you up, Mr. Jerry. Citizen, no, not no. I have thumbnails for. I do my thumbnails for my channel. Um, uh, do you have a business where you're doing thumbnails? Because I'm a graphic. Oh, you're a graphic designer. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull you up. Maybe in the future I may need you. I'm not gonna knock it. It is good to have people that you can work with to free up your time. If you want, just email me. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's why I said you got 27 more days to your birthday. How am I supposed to do that, Mrs. Jerry? You gonna put your number on here? I guess it'll be a good thing for you. Go ahead and put it on there. Anybody can contact you if they need you to be there. Go ahead and give it to us. Oh, the 1st of February. Well, happy birthday if I don't talk to you tomorrow on tomorrow's live. Happy birthday for me. But go ahead, Jerry. You can give me your number on here if you want, your business number. And it can be free advertisement for you as well. So if anybody need a graphic designer, I was trying to pull you up here online. Is there something that goes with your name? Because right now I can't pull you up. I guess I can go back once they upload this chat on my channel. I can go back and then click your name out. Yeah. Yeah, that's not my direct email. That's not my personal well, it's an email that I made for my business, so it's like an extra email that I use, but it's something I really that's not my email that's linked to my YouTube, not at all. If you're in the room, go ahead and hit the like button. Neither is it linked to my businesses, but that's why I said if you want to, if I can go back on here, if your email to your account, if that's your real email is in your account, I can go there and reach you, or you can put a link here in this chat, so that way you can get other content creators that might need to use you. But the one that you're looking at is a default email for me. It's not an actual one that I utilize a lot. Um. Welcome, 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 chat. If you would be so kindly to hit the button to let the algorithm know that they're enjoying this chat. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, yes. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that way you can stay connected. And I believe in supporting others as well. Yeah. You keep saying ma'am, I'm waiting for the rest of it, Jerry. Oh, I got 2 comments on it. Let's go see what those comments are. Said I haven't responded yet. Oh, I think that's the man. I just feeling all night long. Oh, thank you, Rising. That was so sweet. Oh, I just love my community. I really do. My fam. I call y'all my fam. My extended family. Let y'all know how to have a good time, great conversations. You know, minus the occasional trolls here and there, but they don't do nothing for me. I'm going to come on your live for my birthday. All right, Christina. Have you and Jason been keeping in contact with each other? Oh, my stomach is growling, y'all. I hope y'all ain't hear my stomach growl. Say, girl, you better get up and get me something to eat. Mm. Responding to some of the messages on my channel because I'm a firm believer. I don't care how big I get, even if I'm extremely big, I'll take out a whole day to respond to people who took their time to respond to me. So that's what I was kind of doing just now. I have some great messages from my fam, my community on this platform, and I just want to make sure I take that time out for them as well. Um, But Miss Lottie, she said, uh, Lottie Life F3Z, she said, hi, your channel XXX, glad you reached the 1K subscribers. I just got there too, and I enjoy relatable content, and you will just grow in the journey. So I was just responding back to her. And I don't like this just respond with a heart. I want people to know that I'm actually reading your messages, and I'm going to give you a valid response to whatever you say to me. Because I really do appreciate the support. Only one. I be messing her name up. Abiola. She got a pretty name. I don't want to mess her name up. Okay. I'm going to come on live. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support, even on these lives. Even ones that just sit there and watch and don't want to say anything. But don't feel shy to talk to me because you don't have to not talk. I love talking to everybody. We might not agree on opinions, but we could agree to disagree. But we could still have an open line of communication. I absolutely love the connection and the engagement that I have with people here on live and on the platform. Yes, I am. I'll be going live again tonight at 6 o'clock, and I'm gonna do it for a while now. I don't know when I'm gonna stop. This is hopefully gonna be my new schedule as long as I can get up early enough. Yeah. So my schedule will be from 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, from 8 o'clock, 8 to 10 in the morning, and 6 to 8 at night. Um, I plan on moving forward. I'm gonna be doing a lot of other stuff like outside of the home. Like take y'all to see. I'll let y'all see. Where we're at as far as the military installation because I know a lot of people probably aren't familiar with military life if they weren't in the military. It's like it's a whole new world. Like it's like a city within the city. Literally, that's what it is. It's just all ran by the government. um, but it was just so freaking cold. I'm not used to the cold. Like I'm from Florida, like I keep telling y'all, I ain't used to the heat. So when I go out there and I try to walk, it feel like I can't freaking breathe. Sometimes. So I had to wait till it kind of got a little warmer, and it looked like we're getting a little bit warmer. So I'll probably be taking some when I go do my exercise and stuff. I'll take y'all with me when I do some exercising and getting my little walk on. Um, so I plan to be bringing a whole more to this channel than just me sitting on my chair talking to y'all or in my new record room that I have while I'm here. I got to fix that up too, y'all, because that's why y'all see nothing in here. This was a gaming room and it was cleared out. So I gotta get this. I gotta get this together. I need to get, but I gotta get my behind back on my exercising. Man, I was doing good for it. That's why I said I don't really advertise, but I just have my gym clothes on. um, I was doing good at one point last year, boy. I was working my behind off, and the weight was dropping off. I've never been a real big person, but you know, as an older, that I've always been a toned person. Um, but the older you get, the harder that weight is to get off of you. So, like once it warm up, I'm gonna be doing more working out and stuff. But I got to try to keep this body of mine going as long as I can. I'm already halfway to 100, so I'm just making light of everything. I'm already halfway to 100, so I gotta make sure I stay up to par. I ain't no big veggie eater or anything like that. So, but I mean, I do eat a little bit of vegetables, just not a lot. I know I got to change that because if I want to be here for another 50 plus, I got to do better. Um, but I will be available at okay. He's so sweet, Ollie. Oh, some people say they don't like kids being in and stuff, but when they're respectful, I don't mind. And Ollie is a very sweet kid. No mercy for me bringing them. Sometimes these children are way more big than the adults are. Yeah, I gotta go get me something to drink or something. I'm gonna be right back because I feel like I'm as I got up or whatever, I just came straight on in here to start recording. Good afternoon or good morning. It's morning time. Who is your name? It's morning now, at least here. It might be afternoon or night somewhere else around the world because I realize a lot of people are all over the place when it comes to these lives. Um, but good morning, good afternoon to you as well. Hi. I'm going to step out just for a second. I have to go get me something to drink. I'll be right back. I think y'all can still hear me though, because I got my plugs in. My ear things in. Oh man, it looks so bad out there, man. The snow was a little bit of snow still on the ground, but it's so gloomy. But you can see the mountains, we're surrounded by mountains. So they're so pretty. I think in the mountain it's probably gonna still be snow within the mountains, but down here, right, just we're right outside the mountains. It's the snow starting to dissipate, fade away, melt away, melt away, melt away, melt away, melt away, melt away. I'm so silly. Put me a bottle of water inside the freezer so I can give me some ice. Got me some slushy ice for later. I think I got some got some more Pop Tarts. There's no more Pop Tarts. There's no more chocolate bar tarts. Chocolate bar tarts. Chocolate bar tarts. Chocolate bar tarts. I don't know if I want no sweet behind waffles. Yeah, I need to get me something to eat though. Yeah. Oh, I just thought about it. I can make me some oatmeal. Yes. Time is running away from me. Away from me. Oh Lord, these dishes are going to wash this dishes. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be back on the phone, but I think y'all can still hear me though. It was a couple of dishes in a sink. I want to wash this out. I can't stand dishes and stuff in the sink. I cannot. I think I'm gonna make me some oatmeal. Just a couple of them. But I am going through a lot right now. But I try not to let my OCD of cleaning get her upset. She's getting a lot. But Maryland is such a beautiful place. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is. If you like the mountains and stuff, you will love it. When I had got the rental, we was riding around, so I got a lot of pictures and we was enjoying the scenery. Some of it was breathtaking. I mean, it was so beautiful. And especially at night when you're up in the mountains at night. and it's like you're looking like it's like it's close to space. Literally, it's like you're close to the sky. It is so pretty. It's pretty and it's scary all at the same time. And like literally, people live on cliffs out here. Like crazy, crazy and exciting all at the same time. Nothing like what we'll see in Florida. We got our beaches and our waters. We got some beautiful places in Florida too, especially Jacksonville. Matter of fact, Jacksonville is one of they have a spot. Uh, it's technically not ours, but we claim it close to Amelia Island in Fernandina. Um, one of the it's listed as one of the top 10 most beautiful places in the world. Like a lot of people come here to get married and stuff. So we got some nice stuff in my hometown as well. Actually, Jacksonville in itself is a beautiful city. It is. It's the third largest city in the United States. Well, some people say now it's the largest city. I don't know. I gotta check those stats. Um, but my our city is beautiful. Jacksonville is beautiful. Like if you're not needing the business of a big city and stuff like that, Jacksonville is the place. If you like country living, Jacksonville is definitely the place to raise your family in. It's a beautiful place. After this live, I'll be working on my material for later today and tomorrow. I kind of built a whole schedule. I'm gonna put a challenge on myself because my next goal will be the road to 1500. Um, you should never just stop. Even if you reach your goals, you should continue on. Challenge yourself to accomplish new goals. Don't stop. Now I will say this. Once you hit that 1,000 subscribers and you're monetized, I guess the big push wouldn't necessarily be on subscribers anymore, but just getting views and having people uh, giving you engagement and staying on your videos long enough. Um, for me personally, I want them to be able to learn from my videos. You know. But when it comes to far as uh, you, it's not so much the subscribers once you get over 1,000. It's really at this point just the views, the click-through rate, and all that other stuff that matters. Um, Now, I guess it will be important for the subscribers if you're looking for brand deals. Like if you're trying to do affiliate marketing or brand deals, then yes, I would say subscribers are still important because a lot of those companies look at numbers as far as the amount of people you have engaged, you're connected to, as well as who the amount of people you are engaged with, because the more people you are, potentially if you're advertising something for them, the more people that it will benefit them, because that means it's a potential sale. Remember, YouTube is a marketing and sell platform. That's what it is. It's not a social site platform. It's really for people to come here to bond with their clients and business. It's a platform to close the gap between clients and businesses in order to make sales. That's basically all it is. Now, how you go about doing it is up to you. You know. You know, some people can turn it into a social site if they want to. All they want to do is make videos about their lives and stuff like that. But ultimately, in doing this, I would think if you're looking for some type of monetary success, you would have to jump over to the business side. And now, you know, I saw it for what the content creator was, far as um, trying to get yourself to a different level. But now I have to learn it from the business aspect of it. And you really don't have to wait until you get 1,000 subscribers to start looking at it like that. You can start it from day one, looking at it as a business, and trying to obtain monetary value through affiliate marketing and stuff like that. You just won't be getting paid on the ads, or you won't be able to get help from communities such as super chats and membership fees and your own personal store and your platform. But if you're looking to make money from this, you can do it from day one. You just got to get a little bit crafty about what you're doing. Like when I first jumped on YouTube, I did not have a lot of time on my hands, and really it was just a research platform for me because you could come here and learn so much. Um, and of course, that's because it's owned by Google, the largest search engine that we have currently right now. Yeah. So it's an informational site. It's an informational and educational site. That's why either you're going to get one or two things from this platform. You're either going to get education or you're going to get entertainment. Or you can somehow figure out how to get both, you know. And if you if you look at it that way, for what it is, it's marketing and sales, and it's for entertainment and educational purposes. Then, if you entail whatever you're doing, if you line it up in those areas, it's essentially like 4 areas, I guess, but really only two, um, depending on what's the topic that you're actually referring to. But if you line your content up to that and you talk about health, wealth, and relationships, um, you're gonna all more further your growth on this platform because it's really about connecting with people. It really is. Some people try to make it like it's all about themselves, but it's not. It's about your connection with other people, um, and how well you do that. And if you're sincere about it, don't just be acting like you're connecting with people and that's not. If you're not a people's person, I don't know how this platform is going to work for you. You literally have to be a people's person in order to make this work for you. And that's something that you can't fake. You can't. You cannot fake being a people's person because eventually it's going to show that's not who you are. And anybody that ever been in an industry where it was people based driven, you know, I guess y'all probably say, what's not people based driven? Well, there is things that you can do that you don't necessarily need people for. Um, in business, right? Ultimately, it will be for the people, but that don't mean you have to work directly with the people. When I say people based business, I mean you're working directly with the public. So that means you're working with you're dealing with multiple personalities, different people. And this particular platform, you're dealing with that from people all over the world. So if you ain't in the business to be dealing with people, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Don't even try getting into this. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Okay, I'm heading back upstairs now. I got my breakfast. I got my oatmeal. I used to didn't like this stuff back in the day, man. I couldn't stand oatmeal when I was growing up, but now I love it because maybe they weren't fixing it right. I don't know, but I love it. Absolutely love oatmeal, especially on days like here in Maryland. You need something to warm you up. Come inside. Inside and outside. Y'all, I'm back. Hope y'all still here with me. And y'all can actually hear me. Because I was talking to y'all even though I wasn't here. Hopefully y'all heard that. I gotta catch my breath. Woo! I guess y'all can have morning breakfast with me. I got my water and my breakfast is oatmeal. Ooh, something warm. Warm me up. I've been up ever since 7:30 this morning. I'm just getting me some meat. Time is running out. Y'all, I'm on a tight schedule. Just realized what time it was. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for talking with me. Thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with me. So thank you. All right, Miss Christina, I am too. I'm getting ready to eat. But as always, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. Until next time, toodles.